everybody, and welcome to the Absolute Football Podcast, Absolutely Lower League, the show dedicated to the EFL Championship, League One, League Two, and the National League. But of course, I cannot do this alone. We have lots of football to talk about on tonight's show, so it probably will be a long one. But yeah, I couldn't do it on my own. So first of all, Anne, how are you?
I'm wonderful, Shada. Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. Really good.
Excellent. Sunderland are massive. I'll get it out of the
way. Not telling you anymore. Nick, how are you?
Yeah, very good. Managed to dodge the showers this week so far, but got a little bit wet yesterday walking the dog. But all good. Football's good. So, yeah, it's all's good with the world.
I know it's quite a nice podcast actually. We're all in a good mood, aren't we, this week? So yeah, I'm liking it. And last but not least, Claire, how are you? Are you okay?
Hi, yeah, I'm good. As Nick said, football's good. Again, I don't hate it anymore. So yeah.
And obviously, obviously speaking to you as well, Claire, touching on something what's close to your heart. It's National Organ Donation Week, did you say? Yes, I remembered it. And do you want to speak about that for a little bit?
Yeah, so I thought I'd make it a little bit more fun than just chewing your ear off. So I've got a few questions to ask you three and see if you can guess the right answers.
Don't. This is where I embarrass myself.
No, before I do that, I'll tell you a little bit about organ donation because it is Organ Donation Week this week, and currently there's about 7,000 people on the transplant list awaiting donation. And that's the same at any one time because as people received a gift of life, other people unfortunately have deteriorating organs and need one themselves. So 14,000 people, no, bloody hell, that'd be a lot, wouldn't it? 1,400 people every year become organ donors after death. But there's such a small amount of people that can donate at death that it literally is around about 1 in 100 people. But as well as organs, you can donate tissue, you can donate heart valves, skin, femoral arteries, corneas can give people sight, tendons and meniscus, and also your bones. The majority of the people waiting for a transplant are waiting for a kidney. And the system itself, it's now opt out. So it used to be opt in, but it's opt out now. So unless you do opt out, basically you will automatically be registered as an organ donor. But the thing that everyone needs to be aware of is, sadly, if any family is in the situation of their loved one passing away, the decision to donate an organ lies with your family. So if you are a registered organ donor, but you've not told your family what you want to do, they could very realistically say no to organ donation. And last year alone, there was around about 500 organs that were not transplanted from people who had opted in, but the family weren't aware. So it's really, really important to let your family know what you'd want to do in case of sadly passing away in that scenario. But my sister has had a transplant. Sadly, it didn't work very well. So she was transplanted in September 2021, and she had a really rough ride after it. She actually almost passed away twice in intensive care. We were told on one of the occasions that she's the sickest person in the whole hospital, and we have to prepare for her not coming out of hospital. Somehow she just seems to always fight back from these things, and she's very happily still with us. Because of how sick she did get, they had to remove the transplant, so she is back receiving treatment, but she also is now back on the transplant list to hopefully get another crack at it. So she personally has to go on dialysis 3 times a week. She has to go to hospital 4 hours, and that's a story for another day. But basically, it takes all your blood out your body and cleans it to remove all the toxins. But yeah, it's mad what technology and medicine can do nowadays. But now for the questions. How many people do you think can be saved by organ donation from one people? The maximum amount of people. How many lives can
from
be changed?
From one person's organs?
Yeah.
14.
Ooh. I would say 4.
I'm going to go with my lucky number because I don't have a clue, so I'm going to go with 9.
It is 9.
Hey.
Oh,
Way!
Yeah,
Go on,
9.
Shah.
So, what are the major organs that can be transplanted?
obviously the heart.
Yeah. You can all muck in with this one, obviously.
Kidneys.
Yeah, I was going to say kidneys.
Lungs.
Yeah.
Lungs, yeah.
Liver.
Liver,
Yeah.
yeah. Brain?
No. You can donate that to medical science.
Yeah.
I think a couple of people have done that. So the others are your pancreas, your large intestine, and your bowel.
Oh.
So the final question, which is one that I found really interesting. What do you think the age limit is for donating an organ?
I'm glad you asked that, because that's a question being of the older end of the scale. I was going to ask you that. So I got no idea, to be honest. Like, would it depend on what the organ is?
No, it doesn't depend what the organ is. Any Charlotte or Ant got any guesses?
It's going to be high, isn't it? I think it's going to be higher than what I thought. I would have said probably 45 to 50, but I honestly don't know. That would be me like kind of age.
Okay, well, there is no age limit. It depends on the quality of the organ. Yeah.
No way.
So, my sister also has a brain injury, and it's kind of through that and potentially the medication that made her kidney fail. But you can actually give a kidney and part of your liver for live transplantation, funnily enough. Yeah. Anyway, that's my education of the night over. So let's crack on and talk about football.
Oh no, honestly, like, we're a football podcast, but I don't know if anyone's seen like our mental health for suicide and prevention video, and obviously this what Claire's speaking about. So we're always open to speaking about actual life topics as well. So if anybody has something close to their heart they would like us to raise awareness for, then please let us know, because as much as we like a laugh and we like talking football, we do like to talk about the serious stuff as well, and obviously raise awareness wherever we can. So yeah. Should we talk some football?
Yay.
Oh, aye.
We'll start with the championship. So, Anne, I will let you talk about both of the Sunderland games. So you tell us about Sunderland, because they're massive.
Oh, huge. Right, so we'll do Saturdays first. Obviously, we went to QBR on Saturday. Went a goal down quite early on. Really bad defending, to be fair, off a long throw. And to be fair, the lad I can't remember his name now, but he finished it quite well. But to be honest, I watched a little bit of the highlights, and we just looked in total control, even though we were 1-0 down. We were helped in the first half by ex-Sunderland and Newcastle player Jack Colback getting sent off for trying to break Joe Bellingham's leg. Rightfully sent off, I would say. To be honest, it was a dreadful tackle. And from then on, we just absolutely dominated the game. We equalised just before half-time through Jack Clark. A little bit of a lucky goal, but you take them, don't you? And second half, we just absolutely dismantled them, to be fair. We went 2-1 up with Dan Ballard getting his first goal for the club. He's centre-half. He's going to be huge as well. Dan Ballard, we got him from Arsenal a couple of years ago now, and he's just a wonderful defender. I'll go into him a bit more against Blackburn, because he was needed in the first half. And then, like I say, we just saw the game out really well. Could have scored a few more. Eventually got the third one through Abdullah Bar. Nice crossing from our new signing, Adil Aishish. I think that's how it's pronounced. So if I have got that wrong, I am very sorry. But yeah,
I don't judge. I can't pronounce anything.
Yeah, but I mean, we do well down QPR. I can always remember us. You know, I've never actually beaten Loftus Road, but I always remember Sunderland doing well there. So it's quite happy, and also against Gareth Ainsworth, who is a manager I really don't rate at all, to be honest. He's just a long ball merchant, and you need better than that to get out to be competitive in that league. So yeah, that was great. That was great. And then last night we played.
Sorry, Anne. I was just looking at the stats. I see you've got 72% possession in that game.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It was fairly one-sided, Nick.
God, yeah.
I guess here is that an iron board name? No, it's a ladder. It's a step ladder. Oh no! It's to get basically the Christmas decorations are up in the roof there, so it's to get the Christmas deck stuff. There we are. Anyway, enough about my.
It's a bit early for that, isn't it?
I was going to say, is it because Sunderland are massive? You're putting a tree up.
Yeah, we're putting red and white striped trees up and everything like that. Seriously, though, in all seriousness about like how early and how late it is, the decks aren't coming down yet. However, the heating did get turned on in this house, which I'm fully against. It's October or nothing for me. So I come home to find out that the smart meter's going doolally tit, and the heating's on. So never mind. It's warm as well in here. But anyway, but yeah, against QPR, Nick, answer your question in a little bit of a round. We just dominated them, and that's what's. It's getting the win against Rotherham a few weeks ago got the monkey off our backs, because we had started brilliantly. We lost our first two games, and even though we were playing all right, we just didn't get the rub of the green. Then we beat Rotherham, got a good draw against Coventry. Then we all know what happened against Southampton. We absolutely dismantled Southampton, and then we've just kept that run going. And it's kind of the newer players are now fully adapted into the squad. We're looking very, very good, and we taught them a lesson really on Saturday. And then last night was the complete polar opposites, even though they were both 3-1 results. Last night, the first half an hour, I honestly thought we were going to get beat 4-0. We were dreadful.
Yeah.
We couldn't get to grips with Blackburn. Played a high press, and we did not have a clue how to cope with them. We should have been down 2 or 3-0 by half time. Dan Ballard's made 2 wonderful clearances. One of them, our goalkeeper's made a really good save. It's all this lad's got to do is put the ball in the back of the net, and then Ballard just appears out of nowhere, heads it over the bar, and that keeps it level. We get a penalty just before half time through Jack Clark. He scores, so we're 1-0 up. Then they equalise a couple of minutes later whilst Dan Ballard's off the pitch, which was the only way they were going to score last night. And then we go back 2-1. Dan Neil scores a lovely goal. In the second half, again, we were just excellent. Passing. I can't stop winning. You're right. I'm just loving it. Absolutely loving it at the minute. Like I say, we just dominating the game. Seeing Blackburn off. Scored a wonderful third goal. Alex Pritchard plays in Jack Clark, who is basically like FIFA, just rolls past 3 players, taps it into the back of the net. The crowd are going mental. It's really, really good feeling at the moment. Being a Sunderland fan, we're up to 4th in the table. And we've had some hard games. We've still got some very hard games coming up. So, just bring it on. We've got Cardiff on Sunday. That's going to be a hard game, but they're just playing without fear. That's what we've been doing for the last 18 months in this league. We're playing without fear. We've got some young lads who are going to be, they're going to bring a lot of money into this football club, and it's just great. Considering where we were 5 years ago, even 3 years ago, we had Phil Parkinson as our manager, and we had people like Cal McFadzean playing for us, and it was just crap. And now it's just so exciting. Whatever happens, it's just so exciting to be back on the upsides of the roller coaster, really.
Oh, I love that. Do you reckon you could be up there this season? Do you reckon playoffs again?
Yeah. To be fair, Blackburn, yesterday, I thought Blackburn were the best team we've played this season. And we've lost to Ipswich, we've lost to Preston. Where they're first and second in the league. But we should have beat Ipswich, and we should have got a point at Preston. So it'll even itself out. We've picked up a couple of injuries, which definitely within the next couple of weeks we'll play a lot of football. Like I say, we're playing Sunday, Wednesday, then We've got Sunday, Friday, and then we've got a Wednesday game at home to Watford, and then we play Saturday like morning lunchtime against Borough, which is a really big game. So it's still difficult. There's 4 hard games coming up, but I mean, I can't remember the last time we won 4 in a row. We've won 3 in a row now. I can't remember the last time we won 4 in a row. So imagine that on Sunday. I mean, I'll be up in the attic. I'll be
getting a tree down.
The tree will be behind you next week.
Sunderland shirt on.
Yeah. Deck the halls, mate.
I mean, I remember saying a few weeks ago that, and I did have a little bit of a blow off about the parachute payments and everything like that, but you kind of look at what's happened with Southampton. They bought too many attackers. They haven't bought many defenders, and they're losing games, like end up conceding some really, really daft goals. And I think to be honest, bar Leicester, I haven't seen a team in the Championship as good as us at the minute, and I really do think we're on an upwards trajectory. So we'll see what happens. We'll get beat 3-0 on Sunday. I'll be on next Thursday. Go down. You got to take the ups and the downs, but at the minute we're on a big up, and I'm over the moon for them. To be fair, I'm over the moon for Mowbray as well, because he found out. I don't know if he's seen this. He found out that he triggered a contract extension because one of the players, Jack Clark, literally just walked past and said, "Cheers, Gaffer, well done." That was it. So yeah, wonderful. Nice. But I mean, even about Jack Clark, he scored 5 goals already this season. He's a winger. He sets up so many goals as well, scores a lot of goals. And Burnley tried to sign him for 9 million in the summer. That wouldn't buy his hairdresser, to be honest. So he's going places. He'd be worth a lot of money in a couple of years' time.
Where did he come from? Was he your player, or did you sign him?
No, we signed him from Spurs, so he was at Leeds. He's a Leeds.
Oh, that's
lad.
it. Yeah, I figured it was
when
Leeds.
they last got promoted, to be fair, he was firing them up, and then I think he collapsed in the dressing room or something, or took ill, right. And you didn't really see him much in the Premier League. And then Tottenham took the punt on him. Didn't quite work out, which he's a young lad. It didn't quite work out. Then we got him on loan. The season we got promoted, we got him on loan for 6 months, and then made that a permanent deal in the summer. But I think he's got quite a chunky buyback clause, and if we sell him, we have to pay it Spurs like 45% or whatever like that. But it is what it is, isn't it? We've got these young players, and we have installed some of these buyback clauses, but at the minute they're just flourishing here. They really are. So many of them are going to earn us a lot of money, I think, in the future.
That's good. That's really good. And just, I don't know if you do score predictions or anything, but what do you think the result will be on Saturday? Do you think you'll get a win?
Well, I got
it's a tough one.
I got last Saturday bang on. I said 3-1. Yesterday I said 2-1. So I'll go 2-0 on Saturday.
2-0.
Clean sheet. Yeah. Strike while the iron's hot, I think.
If you win this week, we expect to see that Christmas tree.
Yeah, tree's got to come down.
Graham's happy to see Sunderland doing well as well. Bless him.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of it's a friendly rivalry with Charlton, because obviously Charlton beat us twice in the playoff final, and I mean, the first time I was only 11 or something, cried like a baby, but not as much as I cried the second time when I was in my 30s. But yeah, big old cry, that one. But yeah, I mean, I've said this on this podcast, I do want to see Charlton back in the Championship and even in the Premier League. So, fair play, Graham. Thank you very much for that.
And we'll just have a quick look at the weekend's Championship results as well. So on Friday night, we had Hull City 1, Coventry City 1. Were we expecting that? Did we think Hull would win? Coventry, I don't know what to expect with Coventry at the minute. They're a bit up and down, aren't they?
Did anyone see the fight? There was a big fight on that.
No, I didn't know there was a fight.
Twitter. Yeah, it was on Twitter where one of the Hull lads is literally doing like a ground and pound with one of the Coventry bars of the apartment. But there was chaos in that at the end of that game. Absolute
I love a good fight. I don't like being in a fight, but watching a fight is brilliant. Southampton 1, Leicester City 4. As much as obviously Southampton, we obviously mentioned them, I always thought they would lose. I think Leicester are just too dominant now. Southampton have obviously lost key players. What do you guys think? Did you expect that result? Did you think it'd be a bit closer?
Same really. I agree with what Ant said in terms of not showing up the defence enough.
Yeah, and Leicester are just they're going to be way up there, aren't they? They're from the clips I've seen, they looked a level above Southampton, and they've obviously both come down.
Yeah, we've got them in a few weeks' time in midweek, and that'll be a very, very difficult game. But they couldn't quite win 5-0, could they? But never mind. But no, they're a great side, to be fair. Good manager as well, to be fair, that lad who took over. He's Pep Guardiola's best mate or something, isn't he? He's a very, very good manager.
Right.
Very good manager. Blackburn Rovers 2, Middlesbrough 1.
I'm so sorry, that's my baby.
Was that a Middlesbrough supporter?
Yeah.
Crying in the background.
I'm so sorry. I've got a baby monitor right next to me.
Oh, don't worry.
She settles herself back down.
She probably heard you say a Christmas tree. That was
Daisy.
Bless her.
Oh my!
We've started already. We're only 10 minutes in.
The Blackburn game. I don't know if any of you've seen it. I thought Middlesbrough were actually the better team.
Right, I need to stop now. Right, focus.
Yeah, Middlesbrough were the better team.
I'm crying
People who
again.
can't understand laughing Mancunians speak, Leicester were the better. Sorry, Blackburn.
That's even funny, you daft kid.
I'm laughing at Sam's comment as well. That sounded like me after the first half at Bayern Munich last night.
Probably your nana after you conceded the first goal.
I've calmed down now, I promise. Yeah, Middlesbrough are the better team, but I don't know if anyone's seen that first goal. Hayden Carter, who is my friend's brother, might I add. So I had to keep a little bit of an eye out for him. He is a central defender, broke forward even from the back, and he set. I don't know how he did it. It's like a nice little mazy run from the back. A free ball to Sam Smodic, whatever you call him. And he slotted home. So it was a really good first goal. But it was in the 30th minute whilst they were doing an applause to a 30-year-old supporter who had passed away. So it was a nice moment for it to happen, really. Middlesbrough got back in it near the end with pulling one goal back. But I think, I don't know if it's toast for Michael Carrick soon, but he might have bought himself a bit of time because they definitely were unlucky to not get something out of that game.
Do you know what it is with Borough and Carrick? There's no point now. There is no point in sacking him. They've made the bed by wanting. Obviously, they sold Akpom. They didn't get Cameron Archer back and Giles. Can't remember who they got him on loan from last year. But they were like the main source of goals, and I think I read a stat the other day that they've lost 55 goals worth of talent only in them 3. So that was where the goals were all coming from last year, and I just don't see the point now in Borough going right. We're on because they are on a terrible run, and they haven't improved at all this year. No. But what is the point if Carrick can't sort that out? No one else is going to. You know what I mean? You saw what Carrick did last year when he came in, and they were in the relegation zone and under I can't remember was it Wilder who was there beforehand?
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
And then Carrick's just been class, and they were so close to getting promoted, and they did go off the boil a little bit last year, and I think it is the hangover, but the players are just not good enough at the moment, and I just don't see why sacking somebody I don't think that'll improve them. I would give it until January. Fair enough in January if they can get a couple of players in. And then they're still struggling just pre-Christmas, and that's probably fair enough. It might be worth giving them the bullet, but at the minute, I don't see the need in it.
Yeah, I don't know if they, like, my opinion of the game the other day is if they keep playing like that, they won't be struggling for too much longer. Because they really did play better. They had the better chances. They just didn't seem to back themselves until they'd got that goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of it is confidence, isn't it? It's that
Yeah,
old thing. You need that one win to step it up, and then hopefully they can go on the run. Because, like you say, I mean, last season when he started it at the bottom end of the table, and did the business. So, but as you said, with the players that have gone, it's always going to be a struggle, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Just on the subject of you, Nick, anyway, Fifey popped in and said that he doesn't get you laughing like we do.
Well, there tells the story.
You're getting kicked off. You're not on there tomorrow night now, Nick.
I know, I'll be banned. I'll get the red card for tomorrow.
Next result, Bristol City 0, West Brom 0. Yeah, I kind of expecting that, to be fair. I don't know which way to go. Bristol City on quite a good run now at the minute.
They are. Yeah,
doing
they are.
Really well, aren't they?
Really good result the other night as well against Plymouth. They're doing really well. Always a good side. Always a hard team to beat at home, though, at Ashton Gate. It's a really big pitch, isn't it? So they make it nice and wide. So, they're doing all right.
Huddersfield 2, Rotherham 0. Could have gone either way, but I think Huddersfield are that bit stronger, aren't they? Obviously, we'll get onto it in the next lot of fixtures. Neil Warnock's obviously gone now, but yeah, they're doing a bit better, aren't they? Rotherham, I think we all said pretty much on the preview show, didn't we, that they would struggle this season?
Yeah, got a League One side, to be fair.
Completely agree.
Unfortunately.
Norwich City 1, Stoke City 0. Any thoughts on that, anyone? No.
Well, it's just you never know what to expect from Stoke, though, do you?
That is true. That is true.
It's sort of one of those type teams, but I can't really see him doing much above mid-table this season.
No,
that Alex Neil's doing well at Stoke.
Yeah.
I hate Stoke.
Yeah, same.
Any reason why?
Yeah, because the bastards always used to beat us in big matches. Oh, sorry.
Don't mince your words, Claire.
You're okay. It's 9:01, so you're okay.
Fine, don't worry. Say whatever you want now. Fifey's back. He said, "Clearly, I'm no Yusha. You can still come on tomorrow, Nick. If not too big time now."
Okay. Well, I'll think about it. I'll look at the contract and see what it says.
Graham has put Stoke is just a windy place in the middle of nowhere. Jeez, there's no need for that. Lisa has put beep. I think that's for you, that one, Claire. And then we've got from Graham as well, Claire should come with her own warning or apology. I love it. Preston 2, Plymouth Argyle 1. That was like the Ryan Lowe versus the Schumacher, weren't it? Two people who know each other really well. To be fair, I thought Preston would always come out on top. They're doing very well, aren't they, this season?
Yeah, they're just smashing it, aren't they?
Yeah. Really well.
Not sure they'll maintain it, though.
No.
I'm not sure the squad depth will be, but I think they might make playoffs. But he's doing a cracking job, Ryan Lowe, to be fair.
Been brilliant. And to say at first when he first joined, it was a bit hit and miss at first, wasn't it? But obviously stuck by him, and now what he's doing, so brilliant for Preston. But
talking about stats like I did earlier, I just looked at that game, and it just shows stats don't tell the full story. Plymouth had 67% possession, 17 shots compared to 33 and 9. So it's obviously, I mean, the only stat that matters is the scoreline at the end.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's 2/3 of the game they possession for Plymouth, which is a really good for an away side. So whether they were unlucky or not, I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know what to expect of Plymouth either, because I want to say there's teams that will struggle more than Plymouth. I think they'll do all right, but I don't know what to expect with them, whether they will just miss out on relegation, whether they'll just be up there. I don't really know what to expect of them, because they started really well, didn't they? But obviously they've struggled the past couple of weeks. So I'm still not sure about Plymouth yet.
I think they'll be fine.
I hope so. I do like Plymouth.
Yeah, I think it'll be all right. Maybe mid-table. Not do as good as Ipswich, but not do as bad as... can't remember the team who came up now. But
Jeff Wednesday.
They'll not do as bad as them. No.
The game after that, Watford 2, Birmingham 0.
Have you seen the news this week that Watford are going to offer Valerie Ishmael a 6-year deal? Off the back of played 6 games.
Wow.
Yeah, imagine the payoff he's going to get when he is eventually sacked at Christmas.
Sam in the chat as well. He's put home form and oggy pasties. He'll be fine. He loves an oggy pasty, Sam, doesn't he? And we've got 5 in the chat as well saying, if you can't finish, you won't win, Nick. Look how many times we discussed it in League 2. That is true, isn't it? That is
very true. That's what I say. The only stat that matters is the scoreline at the end of the day. So need to be clinical.
Mr. Luke's put, not a lot of people can say Birmingham correctly, including myself.
It's not hard to say Birmingham, is it?
I know. Are we saying it correctly or are we saying it incorrectly? It is Birmingham, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Birmingham.
Yeah.
See, we see it up north here. I'm sure Luke will agree. We see Birmingham, but we don't say the G. So we probably say it wrong. There we are.
How do you say it, Nick?
Not one of my favourite teams. What shall I say? Oh, no, I was going to swear then. Brummies. We'll leave it at that.
She just means how do you pronounce Birmingham?
Birmingham. How's that? Birmingham. No G.
We've got 5 years of Birmingham.
Well, he's close to it being in Leicester, so he probably knows better than us.
Mr. Lucas put, we do not say the G, and is correct.
Yeah. There's no H, by the way, Mr. Luke. There's no H. I'm a proper Tony, mate. I forgive you, though.
Saturday at night time, at 7:45 night time. We are Cardiff City 2, Swansea City 0. Swansea are really struggling, aren't they? They are really struggling to pick up results. Millwall 0 and Leeds United 3 as well.
Yeah, I watched that game. Leeds were excellent. Really, really good. Really good. There'll be not many teams go down the den and win 3-0. That's a fantastic result. And you see the little bit of argy-bargy in the crowd as well. The bloke who was the Millwall fan who was trying to have a go at the Leeds fans, jumping up and down.
Yes, I did.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I did.
Somebody put football match at 12, soft play at 4, something like that. It's so funny.
Oh, love it. And just moving on to the
Claire's
next.
on mute, by the way.
I was trying to tell you a story. My friend used to be a professional footballer. And when he played an away game at Millwall, he got chased down the pitch by a fan.
I tell you what, I've been there, and it is absolutely awful.
Yeah, he said the same. But he was milking it because we'd gone 2-0 up, and he'd seen this guy that was just a bit of a idiot. So he's giving it the big one because we're winning. They pull 2 goals back. We go 3-2 up. And so obviously he's giving it the big one, but he came running after him. But I'll leave that story because he's agreed to come and have a chat with Shah on the podcast. So I'll let him tell you then.
Oh, lovely.
I can't wait for that one. I'm looking forward to that one. Obviously, yesterday and Tuesday's fixtures from the Championship, we had Bristol City 4, Plymouth Argyle 1. Another loss for Plymouth.
Bristol are smashing it though.
They are, to be fair. They are doing really well. Really well. Yeah. Cardiff City 3, Coventry City 2.
Yeah, Cardiff on fire. We're playing a good side on Sunday. You know, Cardiff are on fire.
Yeah.
Coventry, I think Coventry got a bit of injuries, and all Simon's a Coventry fan, isn't he? I think they've picked up a few injuries, and they'd still. When you lose Harmer and you lose Gyökeres, it's always going to be a little bit of a struggle. And obviously, O'Hare's still out injured, but I'm sure they'll recover fine. They'll be absolutely fine, Coventry, this year.
Yeah, definitely. Preston, North End 2, Birmingham 1, another win for Preston again. Doing really well. Birmingham obviously struggling the last few games, but they actually started really well, didn't they, after the takeover and stuff? They've been on quite a good run, so nothing to really worry about, I don't think, for them.
Nah.
QPR 1, Swansea City 1. Swansea have finally got a result. It's not 3 points, but they managed to get a point.
It's probably two poor sides, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got to remember, Nick, Swansea have lost Joel Perrault to Leeds as well, and he got majority of their goals last year.
Who's Pieface?
He's a Plymouth fan.
Yeah, he's a Plymouth fan. It was actually on Big Brother years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, massive Plymouth fan. Southampton 0, Ipswich Town 1. Southampton losing at home again.
Ipswich are in good form.
They're an underdog, I think. I think they'll do well this season. I really do. They've got a good manager as well.
Yeah.
And they've got a really good winning mentality.
Yeah, they have.
Quite a lot of the pundits actually said that they would be promoted this year. And I just laughed at it. And then until I saw them play, I thought, yeah, they're all right. These really good side.
Yeah, good team. As Nick mentioned before about two poor teams, I think the same as Sheffield Wednesday and Middlesbrough as well. Obviously, they had one apiece, managed to get a point, both sides. But yeah, I think Sheffield Wednesday will be down there. I think possibly they could get relegated again. I don't think they'll be that strong this season. Obviously, we've spoke about Middlesbrough. Wednesday's games, we have Blackburn 1, Sunderland 3, as we mentioned before. Huddersfield 2, Stoke City 2. Neil Warnock's last game in charge for Huddersfield.
Do you know what I love about that? And I am going to swear, so I apologise, but here's your warning. Neil Warnock said when he retires, he doesn't want people singing nice songs about him. He wants the opposition to come along and sing Neil Warnock is a wanker. So there's a nice clip going round of singing, Neil Warnock is a wanker, is a wanker.
Waved,
and he's waving and loving it. But I love that. And it's probably why a lot of fans kind of respect him, because at this point, he's like a bonkers granddad, isn't he, that everyone would love to have in the family.
It's such a character.
Do you know that an anagram of Neil Warnock is Colin Wanker?
Yes.
So he loves
Colin
it anyway.
Wanker?
Yeah.
Colin Wanker. Yeah.
What's Colin got to do with it?
Colin.
No, it's an anagram. His name is an anagram of that.
But I don't understand.
So Neil Warnock, if you mix Neil Warnock's name up, an anagram of Neil Warnock is Colin Wanker. So if you rearrange his name...
No, I get it. I get it, but it's just a pointless anagram.
Yeah, but he's kind of lived on it for the last 20 years.
Right.
I will say...
I don't think there's no point to it, Claire, at all.
No, there's no point. It's just an observation, sorry. Nobody left tonight, guys. Warnock. Stoke. Birmingham.
I thought I was in a good mood today as well.
I'll just quickly say on Warnock, I think it's madness that Huddersfield have got rid of him.
I think they've appointed Darren Moore, haven't they?
They have, yeah. I like that. I must admit, it's a really, really good appointment. But I just don't. I could get because obviously Huddersfield got took over in the summer, but Warnock did absolute miracles keeping them up, because they were awful last season, and
they were.
They haven't bought that many players this year, so they still got that squad that struggled last year. I mean, Jack Radoni is a fantastic footballer, but I still think they'll struggle this year. And the bother is Warnock got the club quite quickly, because it's his second time back there, so they already idolised him. And if Moore doesn't start well, if Mill was like loses say 4 of his first 5 games or whatever, and in the Championship it's very easy to go on them runs where you can't get a goal, you can't get a win, you can't buy a point. They'll quickly turn on Darren Moore, and I think that's a little bit unfair on Darren Moore. But I hope this isn't the last we see of Neil Warnock. I hope he just turns up in February somewhere, possibly at Rotherham or somewhere like that.
He said he'll be somewhere. Did you hear the story about Warnock on a pre-season friendly that they brought a 16-year-old kid on near the end of the game, and the players were going, "What the hell's going on? What's he doing? Who's he?" And it was he had his house some decoration done by a local painter, and the agreement was if his lad played the game, he'd do it for free, so he didn't have to pay anything to have his house decorated, so this lad could get a game. Fair play to him.
Yeah, he probably got quite an expensive job done on his house done for free. That's fair, right? There we go.
Yeah.
But no, look, I mean, I think everybody does. Everyone's got like a soft spot for him, haven't they? I would have loved at Sunderland at some point. I think he got offered the Sunderland job in 1992, just before Sunderland reached the cup final in that year. So they kept, obviously, the manager got in the cup final on for an extra form. But I think he said in his in like an interview that it's his one regret that he didn't manage Sunderland. I would have loved him. He's my type of manager. Like I love managers who give it back. You know what I mean? And and kind of like just take the mick out of themselves as well. But he's a fantastic coach. Like you see some of the backstage interviews that he's had, especially at Sheffield United, when the Sheffield United were very good and he made a very good side out of them. Some of them like tactics stuff he was doing. He is a very clever bloke. So fair play to him. I'll just hope to see him back. To be fair, I'm quite sad they've decided to do that. I would have given him to the end of the season and then just said, right.
No, he should enjoy a bit of retirement. Is 76, is he?
I think he's 74. I think, yeah. So he's still
go and have a few holidays and put your feet up
until the next phone call comes.
Yeah,
it's a bit like Roy Hodgson, isn't it? Bless him.
Bless him. Yeah, it
no,
is. Yeah.
Leave your phone on Do Not Disturb. Your family deserve a bit of time with you.
Oh, I love it. Mr. Lucas Port, the only problem is that Darren Moore hasn't managed in a championship before. Like someone said, forgot who it was. But hey, have a poor start, then Huddersfield might turn on him.
So he has managed in the championship. He managed West Brom, but didn't last long.
Yeah, he did.
So he's not used to it. You know what I mean? It's for me, yes, it's a good appointment. I think it's a good appointment because Huddersfield wants somebody long term. But like I said, if you have a bad run and Huddersfield Huddersfield aren't a great side.
No,
it's a risk, and I would have kept Warnock to the end of the season, and then Warnock might have gone, right, I'm done now. This is me, I'm done. And then you can look at right because what Darren Miller's got now is Neil Warnock's side. He's not got his own team.
Yeah, so but on the flip side, if you don't let him have another crack at the championship, how do you know that you can't do it? Just give him a chance and hopefully he'll turn it around.
Yeah,
kind of like him. It's a bit easy on the eye.
Yeah, and to be fair, Darren Miller got treated very badly at Sheffield Wednesday last year. He got them promoted and they sacked him. So
but didn't he ask for like an uplift of like 5 times or something?
Yeah, he want a lot of money, but it'll be very tasty when they play Sheffield because that's a bit of a derby anyway. That'll be a very tasty game, that Huddersfield Sheffield. Hopefully that gets on the telly because be interesting if Sheffield, if it's at Hillsborough, if they actually give him a clap or not, because obviously he left under a cloud, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did. Moving on as well, a game that I thought I'd have a lot more goals in, but I was so wrong. Hull City 0, Leeds United 0.
Mm-hmm. Do you see the miss?
Yeah.
Yeah. Adama Traore, not that one, but another one, missing an absolute sitter from about 6 yards out, hitting the post. It was in the last minute as well, wasn't it? So they would have won it.
Yeah, I just saw the clip. How?
Millwall 3, Rotherham 0. Were we all expecting this? I was.
Yeah.
Watford 2, West Brom 2.
Yeah.
One
West
of them,
Brom's
isn't it?
struggling, aren't they? West Brom
Yeah,
haven't
they are
haven't started
struggling.
well, and
They are
Watford are doing
struggling.
all right. I think all 4 of them goals were in the first 20 minutes or something. It was a mad
Yeah.
start, and then it just tailed off.
And then we have Norwich City 0, Leicester City 2. They're doing very well, aren't they, Leicester?
Yeah.
Very well. Do you think they'll go up as champions? Do you reckon they're a lot stronger than the other teams? I don't.
think I said on the preview show we did, I can honestly see them being another Burnley. It's them and someone else, and that somebody else could be anybody. It could be, the likes of Preston or Ipswich or us. It literally is wide open, but Leicester just look a class above everybody else.
If you finish above Leicester, you win the league for me.
Correct. Yeah, totally agree.
And just for some Darren Moore chat in the actual live chat now, Lisa has said, give him a chance.
We will. Oh yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't think I spoke ill of Darren. I think Darren.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I think as a person, wonderful bloke, and at Chef Ware did a very, very good job. So it's a very good appointment on paper. I just would have kept Neil Warnock. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And then we have Aladdin's chat. Hopefully he does well for the Terriers apart from the games against Wednesday and Cardiff. And then moving on to the table, if it'll let me change it. There we go. Had a malfunction then. So top of the table, we have Preston on 19 points. Below them, we have Leicester on 18 points. In the playoffs, they make up Ipswich on 18 points. Sunderland and Norwich both on 13 points. Then Hull on 12 points. In relegation, we have Swansea City with 3 points. Sheffield Wednesday just below them on 2 points. And Middlesbrough, unfortunately, are at bottom on 2 points.
Mm-hmm. You look how tight that league is, though, Shara, already.
Yeah.
How tight that is from Sunderland, who were fourth, to Southampton, even Watford, West Brom, 4 points. It is going to be wide open. Bar the team who are in second will be top. That, anybody's guess.
Yeah, just looking at that table now, if you had to pick, I know obviously it's a very long season, but obviously you've seen some of them play and stuff, and obviously you watch a lot more Championship. Who would your 3 be now to go up? Obviously it's a very long season, but who do you think are the strongest teams in that?
Definitely Leicester. Leicester. I think Leeds with Joel Perrault, I think that's a fantastic signing, even though he costs a lot of money, but it's a great signing.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I think it's a race for second. I want to say Sunderland will be in the playoffs again.
Yeah.
And hopefully learn from what happened last year. I think we have. It all depends on injuries, this, that, and the other. But the 3 best teams I've seen this year, and to be fair, I thought Blackburn was superb last night. But the 3 best teams I've seen so far this year is us, Leicester, and Ipswich. And we're 3 out of the top 4. So there we are.
Ipswich as well in the chat.
Yeah. The bother is with Ipswich is it will be what happens when you're playing every Saturday, every Tuesday or whatever, and you get injuries because their squad isn't that thick. Sorry, so they're quite thin.
Yeah, 100%. And then obviously you've got cup games as well, haven't you? On top of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I completely agree. But so we're all in agreement that we think Leicester are going to be champions, even though it's only 7 games in. Yeah. Right. Moving on to League One now. So we have Barnsley 2, Burton, Albion 0. A result I thought would obviously go that way. Barnsley, obviously, they started well, and then obviously they've had a bit of a blip, and then they're back now, obviously picking up results. But I just think Burton Albion will struggle. I think we said on a preview show as well previously, but they've been down there for a couple of seasons now, haven't they? Like struggling, but yeah, I think Barnsley were just too strong for them. Definitely. Derby County 1, Portsmouth 1. Could go either way. They're both good size, aren't they? Portsmouth have obviously gone strong recently and picked up some really good results. Exeter City 1, Cheltenham 0. Were we expecting that?
Smashing it, aren't they?
Yeah, really.
Cheltenham are struggling.
Well, they haven't scored a goal, have they?
They haven't
Cheltenham.
scored.
No.
Shame. It's just when we were in the same league, Cheltenham always beat us. I think we lost there. I think it was in the FA Cup. I can't remember. It's something like 6-0. And we were in League One and they were in League Two. They're just such a horrible side for us to play. So
do you know what probably the worst thing is about being a Cheltenham fan is that your race course is probably more famous than your football team.
Oh yeah, 100%. It is. And bigger crowds.
Yeah. Another team who are obviously really struggling, Fleetwood 0, Oxford United 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fleetwood will keep struggling.
I think they'll go down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously,
they've just got Lee Johnson as a manager as well.
Yes,
and
they have.
they'll definitely go down then.
Yeah. Lee Johnson is a mad man. A lovely bloke, man. I've met him a couple of times.
Yeah.
So he was at the Sunderland Community Soup Kitchen a couple of years ago, and I will say one of the nicest people I've ever met. But my word, he is a weird bloke on the pitch. You know, I think it said something when he was Hibs manager. It was like, you know, wrestling sharks or something like that, or swimming with sharks. Sometimes you've got to swim hard. I was like, what? You on about? Yeah, he's they're going to go down.
Got a long season ahead of them. Obviously, there's stuff going on behind the scenes as well, isn't there? What we mentioned, I think, is it the chairman? Is it the chairman?
Owner,
he's
yeah.
in jail. Owner, yeah, he's in jail.
Yeah,
so
in prison.
not the best of starts for him, was it really? We've got.
At least you can't watch them every week getting beat. Suppose
that is true. That is true. Lincoln City 1, Carlisle United 1. I think it's one of them results that could have gone either way. I think a draw is pretty fair, really, isn't it?
I still think Carlisle will go down.
I don't know, me.
Don't know. They're going to be like Plymouth. The home form's going to dictate, isn't it? They've got to get those home wins to have any chance of staying up.
Yeah. Long way to go, isn't it? Long way to go.
Yeah.
Carlisle.
Yeah, very long way.
Yeah, it is.
Then we have got another draw, Peterborough 1, Leyton Orient 1. Good point for Leyton Orient away at Peterborough. Peterborough have dropped a few points recently, haven't they? They went on a good run, but just seem to be struggling at the minute.
Yeah, they do.
Port Vale 1, Northampton 0. Port Vale are doing very well, aren't they?
Yeah, Northampton are really struggling, aren't they?
They are. They picked up a few points here and there, haven't they? But it's been more teams around and about them, hasn't it? So yeah. Port Vale, not taking anything away from them. They've had a really good start to the season. Reading 2, Bolton Wanderers 1.
That's a massive surprise, yeah.
Massive result for Reading, especially a home win as well.
It is a surprise, especially given all the stuff that's going on there at the minute. They've had another point deduction, haven't they?
They have, yeah.
They have.
I think the owner have to put in 125% of the monthly salary into a separate bank in case there was trouble paying the wages again, and he's failed to do it. So,
wow, my table might be wrong again then.
Do you know what it is about these owners doing things like that? And we've mentioned this before, haven't we? There's got to be a proper owners and directors test for the Football League. The Premier League have got this very stringent one that that you've got to pass. I mean, you could probably pour like cold water on that because they're the Saudi state own Newcastle and they're going to let 777 own Everton and that's going to end in tears. But when owners like that can come in and ruin football clubs like Reading are a good side, a good football team, nice fans as well, and see them, getting points deductions left, right, and centre. I just, it leaves a poor taste in my mouth. I must admit.
It's terrible for any club, and it's very true. They need to properly put something in place because clearly the process at the minute for fit and proper owners is not fit for purpose, and it hasn't been for a long time.
No.
Yeah. I mean, Cap Harris just put there really up Scunthorpe situation resolved. I mean, Scunthorpe were in the Championship less than 10 years ago. And they're not even in the Football League now, are they? They're below the League Rochdale are in.
Yeah, Conference North. And what's come out about them this week is awful as well, because basically what their up for sale again now, aren't they? Because the owner said that he doesn't feel it's a position that's tenable because of a breakdown of relationship. But it's Southend as well.
Yeah, that's terrible as well.
Southend only had 10 players to field the other night.
So unfair. A lot of people obviously agreeing with us in the chat. Graham is one of them. And then we've got Lisa as well, agreeing with you. And
yeah.
Yeovil
People, you
Town
need to get my name right. I've been on here for 6 weeks now. There's no H. It's Anthony.
They don't say H in Sunderland.
I'll tell you what, the story is, and I promise we'll talk about football after this, but my granddad's Irish. So when my mum and my dad would decide, because I was going to be called Marco, because that was around the time Marco Gabbiadini was he's a legend at Sunderland, so I was going to be called after him. And then, luckily enough, my mum said no, because I wouldn't have liked being called Marco Waterson. It sounds really wrong. I'd sound like a celebrity chef or something. But anyway,
a celebrity chef or a twat?
Yeah, well, I'm already that. So.
Go on, Claire, say it how it is.
Hey. But anyway, my granddad, so they were like, "Oh, shall we call him Anthony?" And then my granddad was like, Anthony all the time. So they went, "Oh, we're going to have to call him Anthony now to shut my granddad up." So there we are.
Aww. I don't really think you're a twat, by the way.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
Oh, that really made me laugh. I forgot where I'm up to now.
I'm going to text you afterwards, Claire. Go on, hello,
right.
the twat.
Shrewsbury.
Shrewsbury, Bristol Rovers 2.
Eh?
Good result for Bristol Rovers. They've been struggling, haven't they?
Where's that?
What?
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong score.
Funny. Just going back to the chat as well, there's a lot going on about owners. Simon, as a fan of a club who had rubbish owners, I 100% agree with you, Anne. Graham, we love no filter Claire. Then we have got Luke. Happens too many clubs. People like Carragher think that sides like Everton United are going through tough times. I think they should look further down the pyramid. That is true.
Amen.
I don't know if any of you seen it. I quote tweeted a tweet yesterday because Mark Goldbridge mentioned the difficulties United, City, and other teams were having in the Premier League this season, and basically just feeling sorry for himself. And
sorry.
No,
I was just going to say he's a twat anyway. So I'll go along with Claire. But football doesn't exist outside the Premiership. That's the problem.
They're absolutely tone deaf. They're in a world of their own.
Yeah.
And they need to get off the high horse and realise, actually, Premier League's pretty shit unless you're a fan of a team in it. Like, the lower leagues are so much more exciting, so much more real, so much more passionate.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, get to your local club because, I mean, obviously a lot of Premier League fans are, but like on the way back from Milton Keynes the other day, we saw more Manchester United fans travelling back down south than we saw Brighton. Like, go and watch your local team, and then you'll get stressed.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, you'll know what owners about, court cases, you name it. Most of the clubs around have been through something, haven't they?
100%.
Get your football team on, can't pay, we'll take it away, things like that.
Yeah, that's it. We're going to take your chairs.
But yeah, he actually tweeted about obviously feeling sorry for obviously United and things like that. And don't get me wrong, like, it must be hard being a United fan, seeing you from winning to like now in a difficult times and stuff like Ten Hag's had. But then a Southend fan actually quote tweeted his tweet and put, well, try supporting a club when you don't know whether they're going to be surviving the next week or the week after. So I just thought, as much as obviously it might be difficult for these fans who have obviously seen the highs and now experiencing the lows, at least they've still got that club right now.
Exactly.
People are in a situation, and it's just annoying.
To be fair, at risk of, going off pace and turning this into a Premier League show, what are Man United fans crying about? I don't understand. Like, there's still, I mean, and we've got United Hannah who's on the Premier League thing, and she speaks so well about Manchester United that yes, they've got some injuries, but still, they won a League Cup last year. They won a trophy last year. They're in the Champions League. Yeah, they've had a bad start this year. Of course they have, but things do get better. You know what I mean? And I think the real Manchester United fans are the ones who are like, yeah, you know, this and that's happened, this, that, and the other. But then you get like people like Goldbridge going, "Oh, I feel so sorry from this, that, and the other." Get away, man.
Let's say that Sam speaks very well about United as well.
He does, yeah.
He does. If you're still watching, Sam, we love you. We're not hating United. It was just that tweet what really annoyed me. Next result, we have Stevenage 1, Charlton Athletic 1.
Yeah,
Graham, your thoughts on this result? Because I think it's a good result both sides. Stevenage have been doing very well, haven't they, this season? But
yeah, they have been doing well.
Charlton obviously have made some signings in the transfer window and they seem to be picking up results as well. So I think it's a great point for both teams.
Yeah, really good result. Over the moon for Charlton. They've had a bad start. But speaking of good managerial appointments, Michael Appleton's a very, very good coach in that league. So
Graham's comment made me laugh. Michael Appleton looks like he was in Can't Pay, We'll Take It Away.
Bless him.
Moving on, we have Wigan Athletic 2, Cambridge United 1. Nice home win for Wigan.
Yeah,
very nice win. I think that sees them out the relegation zone as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
not bad considering they had the old points deduction.
Really good for them. Graham in the chats, but I was happy with a point because for 75 minutes we were awful again. We were denied 2 blatant penalties.
Oh yeah, he tweeted them, and to be fair, they both should have been penalties.
The officiating, that's a whole different podcast, so we will not go into that. But yeah, there's been some absolute blunders of officiating recently. Sam in the chat as well. Haha, thanks guys. There are too many United fans who aren't the greatest football fans and in Cloud Cuckoo Land, unfortunately.
It just so happens we've got the best 2 United fans on our football podcast on Monday night. There we are.
Exactly. And then,
shameless plug.
And then the final result of the weekend, we had Wycombe Wanderers 2, Blackpool 0. Lisa in the chat. Yeah, good win for Wycombe.
Yeah.
Really good win
Lisa
for them.
on there. Yeah. Bloomfield's really turned them around, actually. He had a bad start, really, really difficult start at life as a manager, and he's turned it around there. And I mean, as much as I detest the football Wycombe play, they're long ball merchants and try to beat you off the park, but that's a cracking result for them.
Have you seen Graham's comment?
Graham has put also Steve Evans was out again afterwards. He hates not beating us. Said we had a £10 million budget. Sorry, think he's confusing now with his Uber Eats.
Someone did say that Stevenage Greggs was happy when he stayed because it meant that they'd stay in business.
I think someone had put on he turned down Hibs because apparently Edinburgh doesn't have a Greggs or something or other.
And then Tuesday night we had a few games. Barnsley 2, Portsmouth 3. Great result away at Barnsley, I think, for Portsmouth. Both teams are obviously picking up points at the minute. Portsmouth are in great form, so I think that's a really good win, especially away from home.
Yeah. They'll go up this season, Portsmouth. That's not.
I reckon so. I reckon so. They're doing very well. They've got a really good squad as well. Really good squad. Next game was Peterborough 3, Cheltenham 0. Still not scored.
It's actually mad, isn't it?
It's not good, is it?
I'll tell you what. I'll bring down the Christmas tree once Cheltenham score a goal. Hey, there we are.
Hey, you might be waiting till summer.
Yeah. Next Christmas.
I hope it's on Saturday now.
Oh, hell.
I hope we get like
that
free.
Would make me pee myself. Please clip this.
We will clip that.
You've got to do it though. You can't take your word back.
I'll do a video of us in the loft getting it down and all that. With me stairs. With me ironing board.
In the last Tuesday night game, we have Port Vale 2, Burton Albion 3. What a result for Burton Albion.
Great
Like
result,
a really good game.
Fair
Yeah,
play.
really good result.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing about the Christmas tree. I really hope we score now.
I know, yeah. Christmas
Get
tree
like
in
3.
September.
Have Cheltenham got on Saturday? Do we know? They're playing anyone?
Have a look, Nick.
Hang on.
I hope it's Fleetwood.
I don't.
God, even just scoring a goal. You didn't even say get a point. You said score a
And they're
goal.
playing Charlton.
Oh,
Come
they
on,
got
Charlton.
Stevenage.
Here we go. Oh, it's Stevie
Evans,
boy.
Evans won't let you down. You'll be okay.
Then again, last season, Stevenage went on a really good run, and we were obviously rock bottom of League Two, and we beat Stevenage.
Oh, Christ.
Even we beat them. And then the table, we have Portsmouth sitting at the top on 16 points. Just below them on the same points, we have Exeter. The playoffs make up Port Vale on 16 points, Oxford United 15 points, Stevenage also on 15 points, and Barnsley have the last spot on 13 points. Then in relegation, we have Reading on 5 points, Burton Albion on 5 points, Fleetwood on 1 point, and Cheltenham on 1 point. And that's League One. League Two. So on Friday night, we had Salford City 0, Notts County 2. They're really struggling, Salford. I think they'll have a very mediocre season, to be honest.
Yeah, I watched that, and Notts County could have scored a lot more goals. And I've shared my thoughts on Salford previously. I think they hit their ceiling, and now they'll just be mid-table.
Yeah, Notts County, I think that certainly from our point of view, thought they would be there or thereabouts of all the teams that came up. So I think Notts County's got a decent side.
Has the party stopped at Salford now, do you think? Like,
Yeah, definitely.
They seem to have just gone backwards, haven't they, the last couple of years?
Yeah.
Yeah. The hype's kind of fizzled out now, isn't it?
Literally coincides with them redeveloping the ground and people not being able to go and see those United owners, because people used to go because it was a classic little non-league ground where everyone was with everyone and no one was hidden out. They were just stood in the ground like normal, average Michael Bloggs. Joe Bloggs, is it? Michael Bloggs. But yeah, I don't know. They just seem to not be growing, and yeah, I don't think they'll go up or anything.
I saw something as well with Salford, and apparently instead of obviously going out buying a big players now, they've been relying on like younger talent and stuff. And I just think, yeah, like you said, I just think it's kind of fizzled now, and the whole thing about it's gone. I remember watching the first series, when they had the TV show and stuff, and someone I know, her husband actually worked for Salford, and obviously it was all Salford fans and just people of the community that used to do the work and stuff. But obviously since it became an EFL club, then people have now gone, and it's not really about them people anymore and the non-league feeling and that community feeling. So yeah, I just think their time's come. I think they had the chance to get promoted. And I think now there's that many other teams in that league that can do it. I just don't think Salford will be there. I honestly think mid-table. I don't think they'll get playoffs or anything. I think they'll be mid-table.
Yeah. I think as well as anything though, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, because of the owners, they had a lot of new people coming to watch them, and now they're not that successful. Those people are stopping going as well. So while the attendance is sort of hit a level, they are actually creeping down again.
Mm-hmm.
Completely agree. In the chat, Shawnee's put, Salford's ego has gone on long enough. Do we all agree? I think we're all in agreement there, aren't we?
I don't really know that much about Salford, but I hate them. They've done nothing to me, but I don't even like them. It's mad.
Oh, Graham in the chat as well. Oh, Salford fans go to Wrexham now.
I don't have any issue with Wrexham. I'll come on to that in a bit anyway.
Next result, we have Accrington 4, Sutton United 1. Accrington are doing pretty well this season. Sutton are really struggling, aren't they?
Really
Yeah.
struggling.
Really bad form, aren't they? Yeah.
I don't really want to say it, but I think they'll definitely be down there. I think, obviously, they've had a few all right seasons, haven't they? They've been like there, kind of. But I think, yeah, definitely this season, I think they'll really struggle, especially with some of the teams, obviously, who we thought would be down there. They're picking up points. Obviously, Crawley was the main one for me. I know it's a very long season, but obviously they're picking up points. Harrogate are picking up points here and there. Obviously on there, Doncaster have got a win. So, yeah, it's not looking good at all, is it, for Sutton at the minute? But it is early days. It's early days. AFC Wimbledon 2, Crewe Alexandra 2. Thoughts on that, guys? Any?
Yeah, probably a couple of even teams.
Yeah.
Not a surprising result.
Even teams and the worst stewards in the league at Wimbledon.
I was going to ask you about that because I read a lot that they were taking bottles of drink off of little kids and they were really, really bad.
Yeah.
Well, that was that making hot day, wasn't it?
When we went, they let us take in 1 bottle of water each. But they were just really strict. Like, you had to go and sit in your seat, even though we hadn't even sold half of the allocation. And then, like, they let us move. But, right, and I'm talking, it was so stupid. You know, what happens when your team score? You get up and you jump around and you celebrate. You don't sit on your seat and clap. You know, when I jumped up, I was sat at the front because I am a sun worshipper and I was sitting sunbathing. Right, so I jumped up, started celebrating, and the steward's like, "Go sit down, please." And I'm like, "I'm literally not gone anywhere. I'm celebrating a goal. I'll sit down in a minute. Sit down or you'll get kicked out." And I was like, I have never had any trouble in my life. I was like, don't be a job swift. We had fans arrested there for chanting something which I found out to be homophobic, which I didn't realise was.
Yeah.
But they were the most overzealous stewards I've ever come across in my life. And seemingly Crewe had the same issue at the weekend.
I wonder if they've changed them because we went there last season and we were, I think, standing up most of the game. We won 5-0. The worst thing there was they were so unprepared that we tried to get something to eat before the game and they wouldn't sell us sausage rolls or pies because they weren't hot enough.
Oh.
And that's before the game. You think, for Christ's sake, you know,
that's weird.
Supposed to be a league club organised, and it was a shambles. But the stewarding, we didn't have any problems on that game. So whether they've upped their game or decided they're going to be the big men or what, I don't know.
I think they are different than last year because I went as well last year and there was no problem with them. Just this year. And I mean, come on, who doesn't get up and celebrate the team scoring? Like, I have literally, well, I've never been in trouble in my life with anything or anyone. And, well, other than my mum for being a lippy teenager. But, like literally, I was dead taken aback. I'm like, hold on, I've not done anything wrong, mate. Like,
I'm just laughing in the chat. Sam has put Claire Grills in a night in the Don's jail.
Oh my God, it would have been Wandsworth as well. the day that Daniel Khalif got caught.
Oh, stop. In the chat as well, Aled has put, we sold a lot at Wimbledon and there wasn't many people manning the food and drink.
Oh yeah, the beer ran out when we were there.
The beer ran out of QPR when we played them on Saturday. We drank them out of their whole allocation and half of Swansea's allocation when Swansea were playing them the other day.
All right, you and your massive clubs. We can't get rid of free tickets. No one wants free tickets to come and watch Dale. I'm joking, by the way, if anyone is watching from Dale. Just so I don't get into trouble. I love us, really. Someone has to.
I want to come down and watch Dale in one of the non-league games when internationals on. I'm going to come back to the Crown Royal Arena. I love
Just
that.
for the chippy. Just for the chippy, is
Just
it?
for the chippy. I absolutely
It's a
love that
great
place.
chippy.
Tell us when and I'll come. We'll have a little lower league meet up.
Yes. Sam, you best get your ass in here as well.
Nick can jump in his car for a long trip.
Yeah, it will be a longish trip. Yeah. Trouble is, it won't affect us if the internationals are on.
Oh yeah.
So we'll probably still be playing anyway.
We have Bradford City 1, Harrogate Town 1. Bradford aren't doing that well at the minute, have they?
Oh, they're terrible.
Bradford fans are having enough of it as well.
Yeah.
And it was a 95th minute equaliser, wasn't it, that they got?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is Hughes still there? Is Mark Hughes still there?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
I doubt it will be long.
No, well, we hope he stays there because we've got Jake Young on loan from them.
Oh yeah,
who's scoring for fun. And if Mark Hughes goes and a new man comes in, Young will definitely get recalled in January, which he probably will anyway. But if Hughes stays, there's a slight chance that he won't have him back because they had a big falling out apparently.
I feel the same as well. We've got Ryan East on loan from Bradford, and he's obviously in our midfield. So I really want Hughes to stay as well, because when we got him on loan, a lot of the Bradford fans were like, why have we sent him out on loan and stuff like that? So yeah, I'm hoping Mark Hughes stays in a job, to be honest. Just for that reason, I'm being selfish. Sorry, Bradford fans, but needs must. Oh!
Anything can happen live, as Martin Tyler used to say.
I don't know what to do.
Oh, there she is.
What happened?
A spider crawled up my arm.
Everyone in the chat are very concerned, to be fair.
I thought the steward from Wimbledon had come in the house or something.
Yeah.
Sam, VAR, Claire's been wiped out. Charlotte, man down. Is it Graham? Is it the fly from your house?
No, it was a bloody big spider with hairy legs. That is no longer in existence. Oh my God. Why did it choose this time to come for me? Oh, I eat spiders.
Oh, that was brilliant. Colchester United 1, Mansfield Town 1. Any thoughts on that one?
That's probably a good point for Colchester, actually, because Mansfield are, I think they're one of the teams that are going to be there or thereabouts.
Yeah, I'm really surprised how well they're doing, given that they've got half the team out injured.
Yeah.
They've got like 12 injuries. Oh my God.
In the chat as well, we have Mr. Luke, there is Claire's I'm a Celeb application.
Wouldn't last a second if that.
Yeah, you're already more famous than half the people they get on there nowadays, aren't they?
That is true. Next result, we have Crawley Town 3, Tranmere Rovers 2. Crawley are doing all right this season, aren't they? They're up there at the minute.
It won't last.
Yeah.
Very well. No, I don't think it'll last, but they're picking up a lot of points where I didn't think they would.
Yeah, they'll soon be down the bottom. I think, anyway.
Yeah, completely agree. Tranmere obviously sacked the manager, still couldn't pick up a win, but obviously Crawley are in good form at the minute. Tranmere have scored 2 goals, so a bit promising for them, but don't know what to expect with Tranmere. Forest Green 1, Doncaster Rovers 2. They finally got a win, Doncaster.
That might be the start of something.
Nah, they were just playing Forest Green.
No, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad they got the result there. Well, especially because it's Forest Green. But Doncaster should be higher up the league than they are.
I think they've got the same issue as we did last season, and they've just signed a few too many new players, and they're just not quite gelled yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. Next result, obviously Gillingham 2, Morecambe 1. Another win for them. MK Dons won. I know. MK Dons 1, Stockport County 2. Claire, have your moment.
Yeah, so I obviously went to MK Dons.
Was that your first time there, Claire?
Oh, not a spider alert.
Oh,
What happened?
You went blank.
Yeah. Was that your first ever visit to the stadium, MK, Claire?
Yeah, I've always refused to go on principle because I can't stand them as a club.
Mad place that is.
So, yeah, I was actually going to talk about it because I reasoned with myself I'd go because it was £12 entry because they had a family fun day. And the biggest Asda in the country is right next to the ground, which I thought was quite exciting. Realise it means that I'm boring and I'm, getting on a bit, but hey. It was ground 121 for me. Nice ground, far too nice for Milton Keynes. I don't acknowledge the second part of the name because there never will be Dons. I think the ground is far too big for him. There was a crowd of just over 7,000. Over 1,000 county fans travelled, and it was just soulless. It was a great atmosphere from our fans, but at the times that we stopped singing, it was just silence. There was several shirts. I mean, it gets on my tits anyway when you see like someone in a shirt of a different club going to watch a football match. Like, have a bit of respect. Why would you go and watch a team in a different shirt? So I saw a few Liverpool shirts. I saw a West Ham shirt. I think I even saw a
if
Manchester
I was the owner of
City
a
shirt.
club, I wouldn't let anybody in my ground who wore a different shirt. I just don't let them in.
Do you know
simple.
what? Oh my God, it happened. That Salford playoff semi-final game last season at Edgeley Park, complete sellout. There's a girl, not just with a City shirt, she's got a full fucking kit on, right? And she's sat on her dad's shoulders with a sign, "Chris Hussey, can I have your shirt, please?" Right? And she keeps putting this sign down, and her dad's like, no, pick it back up. And I was like, I walked over to him and I was like, no, take it down, you're not a fan. She's got a City shirt on. I went, and as a parent, you should have a bit of respect. You should not let her come wearing this shirt.
Yeah, and those signs ought to be banned as well.
Oh my God. I'm
heading.
gonna take one at the weekend and see if I get away with it. Ben Hinchcliffe, can I have your shorts? Anyway,
normal shorts.
On to the match. Cushion seats, although I don't sit down at football, so I didn't really get the benefit of that. Not at away games anyway. So Louis Barry, again, 5 goals in 5 games. He got on the end of an inhibitory ball to slot home his 5th goal in 5 games on the 17th minute.
That was a good goal as well.
Yeah, and at the time he scored, the Milton Keynes fans were booing him. So what's he do? Gives it the shit house move and starts celebrating to him. I just love it. Like, even when it's against my team, I love it. Didn't last long, the lead, just 9 minutes. Tommy Smith assisted Mo Isa to get the game level from a flipping short corner routine. Of course it was from a short corner. But in the 2nd minute of added time, it is 2nd minute of added time. A really precise cross from Macaulay Southam Hales after a great run. Met Nick Powell, who put his first goal in for County. Great cross, great header. I was at the bar, so I just cheered at the bar. Obviously seen it back since. Milton Keynes were at home, so they were always going to challenge us more in the second half, especially given their front line. We defended really resolutely. We restricted them to long-range shots, and they never really looked like scoring, if I'm honest. I was a little bit worried when we changed to a back five because I felt it was probably a little bit too defensive and you're inviting the pressure on you. But it worked out fine. Will Collar did miss an absolute sitter to put us 3-1 up. But that is what it is. So it's a great win for us. 2 wins in a row. Starting to find a way to play without Kyle Wootton. Ironically, when he's almost back from injury. But it does mean that we don't have to rush him back after such a big injury. I'd say a star man of the day was Ibitore, who was just back from international duty with Gambia. Closely followed by the Welsh wizard, Macaulay Southam-Hales. So bring on the other Welsh lots this week.
Oh.
It's a full sellout. Everywhere in the ground is completely sold out. So it'll be a great atmosphere, I'm sure. But I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks and saying we're going to lose because it seems to be having the right effect.
I think it'll be a very good game.
Yeah, hopefully.
Very good game.
Hopefully. Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Oh, exciting. I'm actually looking forward to that. To hearing what that result will be. I couldn't actually call it. Is it at your place or is it at Wrexham?
It is. It's at our place, yeah.
Oh, we've got Aled in the chat as well, so let us know your thoughts.
I think Paul Mullins just had his first start as well after his injury. So he always likes a goal past us. Yeah, I'm not really looking forward to it, to be honest.
He got his lung collapsed, didn't it, in a pre-season game of Manchester United young goalkeeper who was now signed for Sunderland. So there we are.
Nathan
Bishop. Nathan Bishop. I will, yeah.
And just while we're obviously on this layout as well, Nick, you have your moment. Swindon, talk some Swindon to us.
Talk some Swindon, yeah. A very different game Saturday, where we've been free scoring and conceding. That was third clean sheet in 4 games, which is really pleasing. And it was quite hard to say. We played really, really well, or Walsall were really, really poor. And they came with a game plan to sit back, defend. We scored after 2 minutes, which was a really, really good header from Charlie Austin, which was, again, great to see because some of our fans just expect him to score 2 or 3 goals every week and think because he hasn't been scoring, they're saying, well, he should be out the team and Hepburn Murphy should come in. But he does so much more than score goals. Yeah. He's an absolute leader on the pitch and just takes, there's a couple of players watching him and leaving others free. So he's so valuable to us. And they're saying anyone who thinks he shouldn't be playing, just stay away because you don't know what you're on about. So that was really pleasing. I predicted a 1-0 win. And I thought, well, that's my prediction out the window. We're scoring after 2 minutes. And Walsall, they didn't change. They just sat back virtually the whole game. And they didn't have a plan B. And it was a fairly... we played some decent football without really creating many chances. So there wasn't a lot of goalkeeper action from either side. Our keeper, 2 decent saves he had to make throughout the 90-plus minutes. And then we got a second with 2 minutes to go. Again, Hepburn Murphy come off the bench. And, for us, that is just a fantastic player to come off. He's got so much pace and he just frightens the life out of defenders. Although it was a bit of a mess up with our keeper, who come out to try and gather the ball and made a right hash of it, and the challenge from Jake Young, and then Hepburn Murphy just had a fairly simple task of slotting it home. So it was a real controlled football throughout the whole game for us, which was great to see because a lot of people are saying, well, we're okay when we're scoring 4 or 5 goals. Can we defend a 1-0 lead? And I think Fifey, who's been on tonight, that was his. He said, I want to see them, defend a 1-0 lead. How will they do it? And that was pleasing. So, we've got at the moment scoring for fun, 13 goal difference plus 13. So we're on the right tracks. Next month is going to be massive because we've got a lot of games and we virtually play all the teams up the top end of the table. I think, do we play you as well, Claire, next month? Good. Good, because you're on the up at the moment.
November.
Okay, so yeah, so at the moment it's all looking good. So really, really pleasing.
Nick, I must say, as an outsider, just before the season started, when you hadn't really signed anybody, I thought, oh God, Swindon could struggle a little bit here. Yeah. And then you got a couple of really, really good players in on loan. And obviously they're your star men at the minute, aren't they? But it's really good to see you doing well. Don't mind Swindon. As long as we get a result there again.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the problem we've got. The two best players, although Young didn't have a great game on Saturday, so it's pleasing to see we still won without him scoring. But you've got Young and Kemp, both on loan from League Two sides, which is really strange. Why would you loan a player to one of your rivals? But thankfully they have. We can see them going back in January. Now, whether we can get one or two of them back, time will tell. And the other thing is, at the moment, we've got two players. One's on long-term injury for the whole season, and the other one's back in about a month's time. A centre-half, Clayton, who's decent.
You've only got two players injured?
Yeah.
Lucky.
Only two. But we've
13.
got... Yeah, well, we got such a small squad, and that's going to be our problem. Players getting recalled, and if we get a spate of injuries, and that's where we're going to struggle. I mean, they've been trying desperately to sign players. The clubs say we've got a competitive budget, but I'm not quite sure who it's competitive with, because we almost had a player signed, and he decided to go to India instead of playing, football over here. So whether we're not offering enough money or the terms aren't right, I don't know. So, but yeah, if we could stick to the same 12, 13, 14 regulars, we'll be okay. I mean, I predicted probably against most of the people that we would finish 7th this season. So, there's every chance that we can get playoffs, and you never know, we might get the top 3 spot. So it's all to play for.
I hope so. Fingers crossed for you, Nick. I do like Swindon. You like Swindon.
Big derby, isn't it? Next month, Nick. Swindon versus Gillingham. Scoops versus Nick.
The massive.
Yeah.
We don't see Gillingham. Well, we don't see Gillingham as a rival, but Gillingham hate us. And it goes back about, I don't know how many it is, 30 years, where there was a big punch-up, court case, all sorts of trouble. And ever since then, they've seen us as rivals, and a bit of hatred there, which, to be honest, most of us, sorry, Scoops, don't give monkeys about Gills. They're just another side. So yeah, that's the trouble. We got some big sides to play next month. So at the end of next month, we'll have a really good idea where we are. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh no, it's really good to see them doing well as well.
Yeah, really, and it's playing decent football.
Exactly. That is all you want. Just going back as well to the results, we had Newport County 1, Barrow 1. I think that's a good result for both teams, to be honest. Yeah. Newport have been doing quite decent, haven't they? Barrow, obviously, you can never write Barrow off. Done pretty well. Last but not least, Wrexham 3, Grimsby Town 0.
I think
to flex the muscles, aren't they?
Yeah, they're gonna go on and do really well, I think.
100%.
Especially with the likes of McLean playing for him, a signing like that in this league, when they've already got some cracking players. I think, just think they'll go from strength to strength. I do think on the day they can be beaten, and I think the league is a lot more open this year. Yeah. But I do fancy Wrexham to be right up there.
Yeah.
And talking about Wrexham, obviously people were giving them, the club, a bit of stick. And, we've all had Wrexham rammed down our throats through the Hollywood connection. Through no fault of their own, it's more the media have been jumping on it, Sky and the likes. And I didn't go to the away game when we went down there, but a lot of the lads who went said how good their fans were. Even when they were 4-1 down at half time, they were still supporting their side. And they said there's a good banter with the fans, chatted to them after the game, and they were excellent. So, and I think they've got fans that have been there. Obviously, they've got a lot more coming in now because they're putting 10,000 in there each home game. But, they've still got the genuine fans that are coming.
Yeah.
And, fair play to them. It's just the media.
Yeah, I think they're probably a lot like we were last season when it was just after such a long time away from the Football League.
Yeah.
Every single thing was, oh, well, it's Football League. Every time you got beat, oh, well, it's Football League. And because they have been out of it for so long, they're probably like that as well. And I must admit, yesterday, I watched the second episode of the Welcome to Wrexham documentary. And I think if a lot of people watched it, it'd open their eyes a little bit differently. I was in tears watching it. And it was an episode about autism. And Paul Mullen's son is autistic. So when a lot of people have said he's gone to Wrexham for the money, actually he's gone there because he really wanted to be near his little boy. Yeah. And he said that the way that his little boy has come on since he's been there, it's worth more money than he'd get anywhere. His little boys come on, and the way that all of the players are with the fans in the quiet zone that are autistic, that have the needs, like in the quiet zone, they have the same stewards every single week. The stewards have sweets in the pocket to give to them. The fans always sit in the same seat, so they've got that bit of routine. And the same people will come and say hello, but they can move around where they want, and it's their safe place. And for them to be selling so many tickets, but still prioritise football is for everybody. These fans might be autistic, but they're still fans. And so many of them have come on leaps and bounds just from being catered for the way that they need to be catered for. And it was just absolutely beautiful to see, because whilst they might continue to grow, they're not losing that core heart of the club. And that's something that I think is just really, really important to keep hold of, regardless of what happens to them in the future.
I completely agree as well. And obviously, we all know about the owners and the famous, but what I love about them is they come all the time to watch them. They interact with the fans. It's not just like they just sat there or they're millions miles away not caring. These people are actually coming, inviting obviously their friends. They go into pubs, they go into wherever. They're always speaking to the young kids and stuff as well, like Ryan Reynolds. I saw on Twitter a video of him meeting a young boy, and obviously he was chatting to him, took the time. And that's what does frustrate me a bit with Wrexham, because as much as obviously the media have spoke about them a lot, these fans deserve it at the end of the day, because they've had bad times as well.
Yeah. And none of them are asking for it.
They're not, no.
Yeah, the attention that they're getting,
exactly.
That's just a part of it. And actually, you know what? So what? If they get a bit of attention, they're not asking for it. They're not craving it. It's just what the situation is. Let them enjoy it.
Exactly. So fair play to them. And obviously, I remember playing Wrexham and going to Wrexham many seasons ago, and just seeing them now and stuff like that, no matter who it is, if you get somebody like that, that's absolutely brilliant. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, as much as obviously I am jealous, because I'd love an owner like that, you've got to give them credit. You've got to give them credit, because at the end of the day, like you said, they're not asking for the attention. They've got it because who's obviously bought them. It's always going to happen, isn't it? But just leave them be. Let them play the football. It's so frustrating.
I think a lot of people are just jealous.
I'm going to say a lot of it is obviously because it stems down to jealousy, and they wish it was their clubs.
But anyway, fuck off, Wrexham. We're beating you on Saturday.
You sure you haven't been kicked out of a ground?
I know. No. And you were saying about that steward at the game. We know why now.
Do you know what? Actually, I got some bad mum points that day because I was a bit bored. and a FaceTime Sam so I could speak to my little girl.
Oh.
And as I was speaking to her, we scored, and I went, yeah.
Oh.
Daisy absolutely jumped and started having a screaming fit.
So the League Two table at the top, we have Gillingham on 18 points. Below them, we have Notts County on 17 points. Swindon are in third with 15 points.
And a game in hand.
And a game in hand.
Who's massive in this league again?
Yeah,
exactly.
Who's massive?
The 13th team.
In the playoffs, we have Wrexham, who are on 15 points, Mansfield and Crawley below them on 14 points, and Crewe have the last spot on 13 points. And in relegation, we have Tranmere in 23rd on 3 points, and Sutton United also on 3 points, but they sit rock bottom. Now, National League, we'll go through these because it was a double game week. This week was obviously my favourite, but we won't get to that one yet. So we have AFC Fylde 1, Eastleigh 2, a great result for Eastleigh. They've obviously struggled the last couple of weeks and stuff, but a great win for them. AFC Fylde are really, really struggling at the minute.
Love to see it.
I know, love to see it. They are in relegation at the minute as well.
Just going to say that we're going to go through a week where Charlotte doesn't say, I don't like Fylde.
I know, I'm sorry.
But it didn't happen.
It did not happen. It's because they have someone associated with their club that obviously caused kind of our downfall, Rochdale. So I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to go into details, but that's the reason why I don't like them. Yeah. I've got a good reason to. Aldershot 1, Gateshead 1.
Did Mr. Luke say that Gateshead were playing now? What's the score? Gateshead playing now? I'm sure he said that earlier.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, Mr. Luke has actually put, should have won that game against Aldershot. 1-1 is a decent point for both sides. I was going to say that is a decent point for both sides. Great result for a podcast with Fylde losing. It is. I completely agree.
Yeah, Fylde are another one of them teams. Absolutely nothing wrong with me, but for knowing Charlotte as long as I have and being on this podcast, I can't stand them.
Exactly. You don't like them now, do you?
Love that.
But you just know they will beat Rochdale when we play them.
Nah.
We have Bromley 3, Oldham Athletic 0. Obviously, this caused Oldham getting rid of Unsworth. Bromley are on the up at the minute as well. They're doing really well, picking up some really good points. Oldham obviously was struggling, but obviously we'll go on to next week's fixtures as well. No spoilers. Ebbsfleet 0, Chesterfield 1. So annoying, Chesterfield, because you
late goal again, wasn't it?
Another late goal as well. I think I've mentioned before several times, Ebbsfleet are a really decent team, a really good team. But obviously, Chesterfield, they just have that quality about them, don't they? And we saw it last season. We've obviously seen it this season as well. FC Halifax 0, Dorking 1. I don't know if any of you have seen this clip's going round of Dorking's manager. He's been on a podcast recently, and honestly, he's such a character. He's so funny, and just they're doing really well at the minute. They're picking up some really good wins. We actually have them at weekend as well, so I'm not looking forward to that in the slightest. Hartlepool losing again. Hartlepool 0, Woking 2.
Lost a couple
struggling
of
a bit, aren't they?
Yeah, I've got a lot of injuries.
A couple of players out for the season as well. Like Mancini's out, who started the season really well. They're trying to sign Zach Johnson from Sunderland on loan, which would be a good sign for them. So fingers crossed that goes over the line.
I hope so. In the chat as well, Mark White, what a guy. Honestly, it was so funny on that podcast. I watched it and it is so funny, such a laugh. So if you're feeling down or anything, please watch that. It's absolutely fantastic. Mr. Luke in the chat, if you see on social media recently the clip of how the football side we are, proper ticky-tacky stuff, so good to watch. None of this goofball crap.
Yeah, they are playing so well.
They are playing really good football. Again, Mr. Luke in the chat. Positivity at our club is on a high. What our manager has done has changed the club from the darkest times in 2019 when we almost went bust. Really good to see. They're honestly doing some really good stuff at the minute. And I did see that video and some of the football they were playing. It's really good. Really good.
For any away fan, any non-league fan who go away to Gateshead, go to the Schooner pub just down the road from the ground. It is wonderful, beautiful pub.
I'll keep that in mind.
One of my favourites. One of my favourites.
We have the next result is Maidenhead 0, Boreham Wood 1.
Hate Boreham Wood. Hate them. Like, they just beat us, and it's such a horrible place. They're a horrible team to watch. Let's move on.
Now we've gone through a cracking list of people you hate and things you hate this week, haven't we? Stoke, Boreham Wood, Spiders.
My Facebook memories, like on this day, like 6 years ago, was an away game at Boreham Wood, and it was the first time in my whole life I'd ever left a match early.
Next result is Oxford City 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 0. And then Rochdale 4, Barnet 2. Honestly, I went into this game not expecting much, but part of me thought, do you know what? Against the lower teams, we don't do very well. But against the teams in form, we could pull off a result. But that was only a little bit of part of me. And then obviously Tyree Sinclair again scoring. I don't know if anyone's seen the way we play this season, but it's very much possession-based football, what Jim McNulty wants us to play. So it's also getting all these passes and stuff together. And that just wasn't working for us going into this game. And then a goal kick from Louis Molden, straight to Tyree Sinclair. Louis Molden, bearing in mind, is our goalkeeper. Straight to Tyree Sinclair, who then chips it over the keeper, 1-0. So all this tippity-tatty football, and then our goalkeeper obviously assists Tyree Sinclair, which is brilliant. But the Rochdale way, that was in the 23rd minute. In the 25th minute, Kabamba scores for Barnet. It is honestly, literally, this is just like last season. We score a goal, and then within a couple of minutes, we concede a goal, which is so annoying. And then Tyree Sinclair scores again before half-time. Brilliant. Obviously, he's scoring a lot of goals. Harvey Gilmore then, just after half-time, scores to make it 3-1. Kabamba then scores in the 67th minute to make it 3-2. And then who comes on and scores? Mr. Rochdale himself, Ian Henderson. And we win 4-2. I mean, I didn't expect that result, but I'll happily take it. So that was a great win, obviously, from us. Barnet are in great form at the minute. They're up there. But I'm really liking watching us this season, because as much as obviously it can be frustrating, obviously conceding these goals so close to obviously scoring, but it's just so nice to watch positive football and not having our fans being toxic towards each other. And I know we are a league down, but we're actually winning games and getting results, which brilliant. So I'll happily take it. I'm really chuffed with that. Wheelstone 0, Altrincham 0. Then we have York City 3, Southend 0. York City, a great win for them. They've been struggling, but obviously Southend, sad times for them.
Yeah,
10 players on the pitch as well, wasn't it?
Couldn't name any subs, could they? Yeah, it's horrible.
It is sad, really sad times. And Kidderminster 0, Solihull Moors 1. They're doing brilliant. Solihull Moors at the minute. They'll be up there. They definitely will be up there this season. And then obviously, I forgot to change the date. Sorry, these were Tuesday. I was tired yesterday and I was watching the Manchester United game, so that might be why. But Altrincham 2, Hartlepool 2. Two decent teams, to be fair. I think it is a good point for both sides. Barnet obviously winning again. They beat Aldershot 2-1.
Shows just what a good result that was for you on Saturday as well.
Exactly. Very good result. Boreham Wood won, Rochdale won. Same thing happened again. Cairo Mitchell scores to make it 1-0. 1 minute or 2 minutes after, very close, I can't remember, I think it was 1 minute after, we go and let one in. So yeah, it's just typical Rochdale. But I think to myself, as much as it is frustrating, I would take a point at Boreham Wood on a Tuesday night. Decent point for us, to be fair. First half we dominated, second half we were just very quiet, and to be honest, we didn't really deserve anything from that match second half, so happily take that point. Chesterfield 3, FC Halifax 2. Very good game, very obviously close game. Chesterfield, I think, were 2-0 up. Then FC Halifax managed to pull it back to 2-2, and then another late goal, I think, from Chesterfield.
It's a sign of a good side, that, isn't it? When finding ways to win.
100%. 100%. Next result, obviously, Dagenham and Redbridge 0. Bromley again winning away from home, this time 1. We played them not that long ago, and it was a very frustrating game. I think we could have won that, but then looking back, I think to myself, the form they are in now, it was actually quite a good point. I think they will be up there this season, doing very well. Another team who I mentioned before, Dorking 3, Wealdstone 1. They're picking up some good wins, Dorking. Eastleigh 2, Oxford City 2. I think that's a very good result for Eastleigh. Gateshead 3, Kidderminster 0. Then we have Oldham 2, York City 0. Who would have thought sacking a manager who obviously brought them down and then they finally get a win? But to be fair to Oldham, they've signed some very good players. And they should be doing better than what they are. I actually predicted them to be well up there this season, especially after the finish later end of last season. They went on quite a run, didn't they? So, yeah, I thought they'd be up there. But obviously, sacking Unsworth was obviously what they needed. Solihull Moors 2, AFC Fylde 1. I'm not going to say anything about that result. I've already said it. Southend United 2, Maidenhead 0. I think Southend, did they sign a couple of players to play this game? One of them was a goalkeeper. Was it an ex-goalkeeper they had?
Just for on a week. They can't sign anyone. Yeah. It's like a week-by-week contract kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, really, we keep saying really sad times. Just going back to the chat, we have Mr. Luke, 3-0, and honestly, it was fully deserved from us. Kidderminster just were awful, and they couldn't handle us. Again, he says, Chesterfield keeps scoring in the last minute.
I'm really pleased for Southend fans that they managed to get a win. I was reading the other day, the court cases coming up like within like three weeks or something.
Yeah.
And it's likely that they are going to get wound up. Like,
it's awful.
There's a fan I know that he was telling me that there was talks of someone taking over, but that's gone.
It's fell through, I think, hasn't it?
Yeah, I just hope that something can be sorted. I really do.
I completely agree. It's just so sad. And the last result as well, Woking 1, Ebbsfleet 1. National League table. So at the top, no shock there. We have Chesterfield, top of the table on 25 points. Just below them in second place, we have Solihull Moors on 22 points and Barnet in third place on the same points. Playoffs are Bromley on 18 points, Gateshead on 16 points, Woking below them on the same points, and Hartlepool also on 16 points in the 7th spot. And then in relegation, we have York City on 7 points, Kidderminster on 7 points. Below them, we have Southend on 6 points, and rock bottom of the table, we have AFC Fylde on 5 points.
Hey!
Charlie, looking at those teams at the top of the league, Chesterfield have won 5 on the bounce, Bromley have won 5 on the bounce, and Barnet would have won 5 on the bounce, but you managed to beat them. How about that?
Was it?
in the words of Aaron McLean, good luck shifting them. I just think Chesterfield will stay top.
Yeah, oh yeah.
We've actually got them. We've got Dorking on Saturday away, and we've got Chesterfield at home on Tuesday, and it's being televised as well, so that should be a good game. But we always lose when we're on telly, so hopefully it'll change it. We've managed to beat Barnet, so hopefully we'll get some.
Records are meant to be broken.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So
come on, Dale. Come on.
I could come on the podcast, a happy girl, and obviously another double game week, so expect some mistakes in the graphics. I get tired doing them. My eyes, honestly, so I do apologise for those mistakes. But yeah, that's the end of the podcast, guys. It's been another long one. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed talking football with you all. And if anybody wants to find you on social media, and where can they find you?
Yeah, mostly on Twitter at the moment. I am at _Waterson. I had to think about that there for a second. Yeah, but feel free to add us. DM us and all that. We'll have a bit chat. Wonderful. Also, I host 2 podcasts. First one is the What a Ball It podcast, which finally brought out a podcast this year. Last week, where we discussed all sorts of stuff, but we just talk about anything really. And like I say, if anyone wants to be a guest on that from fans, we like to talk to fans or anything like that. So, yeah, give us a shout. And also the How Are the Lasses podcast, which is the only Sunderland fanzine dedicated to Sunderland women. And hopefully on Monday, I shall have some very, very exciting news to share about that. So, yeah, that's everything. Thank you.
Brilliant. Nick, where can everyone find you?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter, Ocus_road, and also do the Fools Rushing podcast on a Monday and Friday. That's if I'm allowed back on after tonight and getting stick from Fifey. So we shall see. So yeah, catch us on that one. And it's again, anyone who wants to come on in chat football. Obviously, it's mainly League Two, but he's quite good at having guests on. And yeah, it's well, you know yourself, Charlie. You've been on there, and it's a good crack. It's a good crack. It's
such a laugh.
Basically, mates down the pub talking football shit. That's how we describe it, which is how it should be.
I love it. And Fifey must let you on, because I think there'll be a petition. If not, and we will start that petition.
We'll find him. We'll find where he lives. And we'll send Claire around.
Yeah, he's a good man.
And Claire, where can everybody find you?
On Twitter, winding up the MK fans. Claire
almost.
Jeff. I know, nearly. Claire _Jeff says.
Not dealing with any spiders, though.
Yeah, you can have them.
And if anybody wants to find me as well, I am on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as SharXRAFC. And my Rochdale Her Game 2 stuff is Rochdale HGT. You can catch us here on the Lower League podcast every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. We also have a Premier League podcast that a lot of you might want to watch. I appear on it occasionally. And obviously it's talking all things Premier League and reviewing the games from the weekend. So you can catch that on a Monday night at 8 o'clock. And if you want to follow the podcast socials, get the cool graphic up. So on Twitter, we are Absolute Ball Pod. YouTube, Absolute Football Podcast. Twitch is the same. On TikTok, we are Absolute Football Pod. Instagram, we are Absolute Football Podcast _ same on Threads. And on Facebook, we are the Absolute Football Podcast.
Still spelled Thursdays wrong.
I know, that's Sam. I'll just let him, I can't say anything after my graphics. So I'm throwing him under the bus now. But as well, I just want to thank each and every person, obviously, in the chat for always coming supporting us. All your kind words as well that you do send us on Twitter. We appreciate every single one of you. And yeah, I hope you all have a lovely weekend and see you later.
Bye.
Cheers.
Have a great weekend, everyone.